I mean, the whole thing is like, you can be a nerd about anything.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Nerdvana Podcast. I'm your host, Terrell, with my co-host, Gianni.
Guys.
What's up? Back to it, another week. Few things happened. A lot of things happened. We gotta...
Yeah.
It's been an eventful couple months, honestly, with all this stuff going on when it comes to Love, Death, and Robots. Let's talk about that first, right?
Yeah, so first of all, Love, Death, and Robots. It's like an anthology series. Different animators, different directors, different writers each episode. It's sort of like a shorter version of like, I don't know, Black Mirror, but like it's smaller. It's like 10, 15-minute like animations. Different animators come in, different animation styles.
It's different animation styles. That's the beauty of it all. It's like he brings in different, like all types of, from 2D artists to 3D artists to like weird like type of stuff you've never seen before. Each of them have like a lot of like sci-fi themed, but it's always like in Love, Death, and Robots, there's always one of those things in the episodes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, I think this season might be like the weakest one. I'm not gonna lie. It's I think so. There's 4 seasons. I think the first season's the best because it just has the most episodes.
18.
I don't know.
They never did that again. Never did it again.
Yeah. Every season so far has been 9 or 10 episodes. And I argue this one's 9 episodes, even though it's 10, because the first episode is just a fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers music video.
It was a dope animation, sure, but it was literally just a music video, which I felt like in a 10-episode season, it just felt like a waste.
Could have went on YouTube. I don't know why it had to be on Netflix. That comes to my biggest problem with the show is I love it. Like I love this show. I thought like season 3 was like really good. I'm like,
it was really good.
We're getting back into this shit. Like the one that went viral in season 3 was called Hibaro, something like that. It's about like a siren and like a deaf French knight. Like,
that was during the Spanish Inquisition in the Mayan area, in the Spaniards, whatever. But yeah, that area.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I know the animator. He did the trailer for Marathon. Like
Marathon,
the new game.
Exactly. That's his new
big
thing.
He has a very unique style, and I felt like that was a breath of fresh air than the last season.
100%.
It's also just a really good season. Season 3 was really good.
Troy Baker was in that too with the ship one. That was a David Fincher. David Fincher directed that episode, which again is one of my favorites. It was crazy.
I'm starting to think that that's why we don't get 18 episodes anymore. It's because their budget, they're using it all on like big name celebrities and big name directors.
Which I understood up until fucking season 4. Like, what the fuck was this, bro?
I feel like now they're just wasting their money. Like, I mean, again, Red Hot Chili Peppers cool, but how much did that cost? You could have found some indie like an animator in somewhere else who could have made you like 5 episodes
with another unique concept instead of just a music video.
And I just think that like that was kind of lame. But then we move on to like my favorite ones. There's like these little miniatures.
Oh, Close Encounters, that one.
Close Encounters of the Mini Kind.
Yeah,
last season they did a zombie apocalypse one. It was called Night of the Mini Dead. Again, like this animator is like, it's so cool seeing like these little, I can't tell if it's practical or not. It looks practical to me.
I think it's a mixture. It's got to be I think it's a mix. I don't know. Again, the way
like
these
miniatures.
The way the animators work, like it's so unique, each of them. I don't understand this one. I think it's photos, but then in a sense also they added like computer rendering in it. It has to be like that.
It looks a bit like stop motion a little bit. Like
it
looks
stop
very
motion.
It looks very like stop motion, but again, it's it's probably showing the most accurate version of when aliens encounter humans.
It will be like it will be a chill group of aliens coming across a random group of fucking policemen, and then just
redneck sheriffs.
And you know what? That sounds about right. About right.
He's got a gun. He shoot his dick off. I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. I just like it, just because it's like they go crazy with it. They go. Again, that's where the budget should be going, like these crazy sci-fi ideas. And I feel like, again, it's only like 7 minutes. So, okay, we had one chill episode for 7 minutes. But then we get to one of my... No, continue.
Now, this was going to be the next one is Loki, a sequel, which is kind of a first. Well, I guess Love, Death, and Robots only did it maybe like once or twice, but this one is another sequel to.
They did it with the 3 robots.
The 3 robots, and this one is a sequel from The Swarm, which was an episode season 3 or season
Season 3, yeah.
Season 3?
Yeah.
And this one is a sequel. And I thought this was cool. It was chill. But
Spider Rose.
Spider Rose was the one. It was a android lady just in space, and then she has like a weird little morphing alien creature puppy thing that she ends up like liking, because I guess it's like a pet or like a cat. It was, I don't know. It was cool.
It's very lonely out there, is what she's saying. Like she's what do you talk? She's like bartering with these alien race. They're saying like, oh, we want this, but I'm not gonna give it to you.
She's constantly, she's constantly lobotomizing herself to get rid of some like crazy memories of like these alien race that wiped her planet and home.
Yeah, and so I mean, I thought like it. I mean, it was cool, I guess. I mean, her arch rival just kind of shows up,
literally,
like cool,
okay,
I guess. Yeah. But again, they're like 15-minute, 10-minute shorts. You kind of have to like wrap it up real fast.
Yeah, you got to wrap that shit up.
Yeah, I mean, I love this kind of animation style because it's kind of like PS7 graphics. Like it's just kind of like very like high quality animation. Which
games are gonna look like that one day. One day, man.
One day, yeah, they'll be able to look like that. And then that one was kind of all right. Like again, I thought it was okay. I thought that like at the time the whole pet theme I thought was cool, but then as the season goes on, that's like the whole fucking point of the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pets. Yeah, it's like odd, like how it's just like cat themed. I don't know. It's like weird.
Yeah.
But the next episode is one of my favorites.
Might be my favorite.
Might be.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
400 Boys.
Yeah.
And that is by the same guy that did was it Zaloid Blue?
Zima Blue,
Zemo Blue, and the other one with the
ice,
with them racing across the barrier with the whales coming out of it. Yeah, his animation style again phenomenal. John Boyega was in this one, right?
Yes. John Boyega was again. They're starting to get more like, because the first season was a bunch of like, I mean, relatively nobodies. I think they
had Michael B. Jordan.
No, the first season did not have Michael B. Jordan in it.
Oh no! Oh yeah,
that was season 2.
Season 2.
The first season had again the fucking guy who played Venom. I forget his name. He's in fucking that 70s
show. Yeah, that guy.
Topher Grace, whatever the fuck his name is. That's the only like quote unquote actor that they ever had in that show. But season 1 had a bunch of relatively like nobodies. I think like they might want. I want them to go back to that for real, because I feel like at least then they had a lot of creativity and a lot of like big ideas. Now I feel like they're using all their budget to hire actors, and I don't know if like,
and it's like not even like good actors, or like just like fucking YouTube actors, bro. YouTube.
Oh man,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So 400 Boys, I thought was cool. I thought the idea of like an apocalypse with like London gangs, I thought was pretty chill.
His art style is just so unique. I love it. It's each frame is a painting, and then it gets very outlandish at the end, but which I think I like even more. It made me even like it even more.
I think it's like I think the babies,
the babies, the babies.
They're just giant fucking babies. I thought that was kind of cool.
It's very outlandish.
I like the giant fucking babies and the 400 Boys. I mean, again, I like the theme of it. The next episode is like we were saying, YouTube actors.
No. This one is.
Oh, this one.
It's another.
This one was the
surprise.
Cat.
Surprise! This is the cat one, which you'd be like, okay, well, this seems to be the second episode.
Yeah, the Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, the second episode, which is kind of cat themed, which is okay, interesting. But yeah, this has Jerry from Rick and Morty, and he plays just a household cat that I guess befriends or is able to enslave an AI robot that's able to talk its language.
Yeah,
and like, you know, at first it's like very like cutesy, because when he's doing these like evil monologues, it's just him meowing cutesy like a cat, and it's like, oh, it's adorable, but he's actually like about that smoke, like he wants
plotting to fucking take over the world, like on some Stewie shit. Like, literally, yes, bro is like plotting to like rule the entire world, and he's like meow meow, and just fucking just a cat.
He literally.
Yeah, but again, the robot is like, again, this future is so like advanced that the robot's able to like understand him. Then he's also able, again, terms and conditions. You got to read those terms and conditions. He's able to control the entire power grid, like, and then again ends up helping the cat take over the world essentially.
And then it kills his fucking owners at the end, which is kind of like, damn, he actually killed them. All right. But again,
Yeah,
that was a decent one. That's the whole this entire season is like it's okay. Yeah, it's just okay. I get it. It's just
I feel like okay
yeah.
isn't good enough because Love, Death, and Robots is like
It was
again,
never that.
the last season was pretty fucking good. I would
Very
argue
good.
like every single episode was really good. This one I can only really argue like two or three really stuck out to me.
Yeah, honestly, 3 and
The next one I thought was
most.
kind of lame because they did their first ever the second ever live action. They did live action again. It's like this pastor.
Yeah.
This pastor's like practicing to meet this alien race, and again it's live action. It's complete live action. And again, the CGI on the alien was cool. The alien comes out of the water on the beach, comes out of the water, and looks like some fucking brainiac thing, like a floating fucking brain inside of a giant like squid head thing.
Literally on some brainiac minion shit.
And it was cool. Basically, the whole message, I guess, was like treat the oceans better. Because again, he meets the dolphins, which are like the messiah to these aliens.
Right? Yeah, like with the previous like season with the giant, I could see the like the meaning behind it, but this one was so just half-assed. It was like he walked up with the alien, they talked to the dolphin, and pretty much the dolphin says, yeah, these humans did the oil spill, they put this oil on me, can you just kill them? And then the alien says, yeah, all right, cool, we're just gonna kill you guys now. And that's how it ends. Like, okay.
The world just happens, and that's how it fucking ends, bro.
It's like, okay, again, like, cool? I don't know. It's like, I don't.
No, but the next one, bro. Mr. Beast, man. We got Mr. Beast in this bitch.
Oh, brother, Mr.
We got
Beast.
We got Mr. Beast. So, how much do you think Mr. Beast cost to put in this fucking show, bro?
Way too fucking much, bro. They have Mr. Beast, YouTuber Mr. Beast. Yes, YouTuber Mr. Beast.
Not an actor.
Love Death Robots episode, and his line dialogue was stiff as fuck. But like, I don't know, like the premise of that episode was very weird. It was literally just like, I guess, superhuman training combat people.
It's orbiting the moon of Europa, which I think is like a moon of Jupiter or something like that.
That's the.
And it's like this giant like circle, but because of gravity, it's like all a continuous circle.
It's kind of like the Halo Reach rings, kind of like.
Yeah. They're just like they're racing essentially with like these animals and shit. And it's again about this gladiator.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs like triceratopses, and then eventually a T-Rex gets involved. I mean, it's cool, I guess. Again, I don't know why we needed fucking Mr. Beast to be.
He was randomly, literally just the random he was the announcer, so he just had to like talk his Mr. Beast talk, and again it was very stiff and like it took me out of it every time I saw his face, because he even had the fucking his Mr. Beast blue like logo like face paint on him. It's like, all right, it's like, oh brother,
it was kind of out of place and unnecessary. But
it was so
then we get to the best episode, in my opinion, about Zeke learning religion, and it's about it's a World War II bomber. And they encounter some fucking Nazi,
Zeke learns religion,
some fucking Nazi fucking evil creature and
I guess best way to say it, it's like it was like a H.P. Lovecraft type creature, or like a Hellboy,
Elden Ring fucking boss, bro.
Like Hellboy creature, like hell spawn thing, and it takes place up in a bomber plane the entire time, and that was very unique. I did like that.
It reminded me of the Grafted from Elden Ring, like just straight up like multi-limb, fucking multi-faces.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
It was like again, it's like this evil demon that's fucking killing all of them, and then it gets beat by, surprise, surprise, a cross religion, and so it's the whole thing is pretty much showing like this Zeke guy again, how he.
I will say, the voice acting in every episode is phenomenal. I'll give him that. It's like crazy how good, and this style of animation too. It's like when they like do this weird like interdimensional warping time and space, like when they're flying in the planes, like some weird crazy shit.
It was very cartoonish, but I liked how it was like. It reminded me a bit of it's like a really nice cartoon. Calling it cartoonish, I feel like is like downplaying it a little bit. I feel like it's very, very like cool.
It was the same vibes as that one werewolf robot bear episode with Zach Green. What's the name? The robot chicken guy.
Oh, Seth Green.
Seth Green.
Yeah, it might have been the same animator. I mean, they reuse a lot of the same animators.
They do
in all of these. But in the next episode, I mean, I feel like they just wasted a bunch of money on this next one. It's about
which one was this one?
These fucking machines giving their like opinions about shit, and it's like, again, they hire these comedians. They hire comedians to read these lines,
this
and
one was
I'm sure
the worst one, probably the worst episode in the series.
I'm sure they thought they were funny, but it's like, again, you wasted like how much money hiring these comedians? I mean, they had Kevin Hart.
They had Kevin Hart half-ass read like a paragraph or two. It's like that probably cost them like $1 million or $2 just for that alone, bro.
Just for
like,
that,
what the fuck, bro? It was these lame ass. It was literally the lamest thing imaginable. It was a toaster complaining on why his user uses the toaster wrong. It was how a toothbrush complains how the user uses the toothbrush wrong. That was literally all it was for
they
like
had
fucking
Ronnie
8
Chang,
minutes, bro.
Amy Sedaris, Kevin Hart, like a bunch of comedians, right? And it's just like, again, you could have used these same people in like a different way. Again, the animation style is very Robot Chicken-like. Again, it was like very HD, like
clayish
animation. But again, it was just like unnecessary. It was
boring,
again,
pointless.
comedy subjective, but I thought it was just lame.
That's
the best way of describing
lame.
it.
Yeah.
And then the last one, guess what? If you didn't think 3 cat episodes were enough, this last one's another cat episode, and it's about a cat protecting his poet owner from Satan himself.
And I hate to say it, unironically, I think this is one of the 3 good ones in the season. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this one is the best.
I did love the animation style.
It was so good.
It reminded me a bit of like Treasure Island or like Treasure Planet. Was it Treasure Planet?
Treasure
or whatever
Planet, like the rotoscoping. You mean that type of kind of?
Yeah, it's very, very cool. I thought like again, the animation style for this was pretty damn good. I thought the idea, again, I feel like this is what Love, Death and Robots should be. It should be like these weird, outlandish ideas. Again, of like Satan going toe to toe with a fucking cat.
And like, yeah, because the cat's owner was a poet, and Satan wanted to get the man's soul by having the man write a crazy dope poem, and that was like the point of the cat protecting him. But it was kind of like stylistically, kind of like Van Gogh kind of art like style. It's kind of cool how they were able to do that one too. But again,
very rotoscopy, but in a good way.
Out of 10 episodes, we have 3 good ones, and then like rest are like and then there's like 2 really just bad ones. It was I don't know why they decided to go with these famous, cool, like look at these celebrity guest star guys. Look how cool we are. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Look at we go. Like I don't understand.
We got Mr. Beast. I just feel like that's
that was just lame.
I don't know. I feel like it would be to me. Like they've had celebrities in the past.
They have, yeah.
They've also had good seasons in the past. Like, season 3 they hired Troy Baker. That's one of the best voice actors in the industry right now.
In the industry ever, yeah, for our generation. These are like
So
genius.
again, they have like good people, but again, that's it. That's the only big one they had.
Yeah.
And season 2 they had Michael B. Jordan, and again, that's all they had. Like again, having 1 or 2 episodes dedicated to like a celebrity guest is cool in my opinion. It's needed, but again, you have like 3 or 4. We have celebrity guests, and all of those were dog shit. I just feel like
bad, yeah.
I just feel like they wasted the entire season. I mean, again, we're always hyped for a new season of Love, Death and Robots.
We waited fucking sucks. Yeah.
3 years for this shit, bro. 3 years we waited.
I was about to say the last one came out in 2022, so we waited 3 years for this, man. And we probably have to wait again a cool another 2 to 3 years because each season have always been like a big spread apart. I think 3 years is the average season between, honestly. So it's like, damn, what? I mean,
again, if there is one silver lining,
what's up?
The creator did make Secret Level on Amazon Prime, which we still have to watch.
But
that's 15 episodes, so it's like, I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
I didn't hear that's the bestest of things from that one, but I heard some of them. I heard the Warhammer 40K episode goes hard. I do hear that, and the unique take on a Pac-Man they did as well. It was pretty interesting looking. So yeah, we'll definitely.
That one also has Keanu Reeves in a couple episodes of that one.
Oh yeah, that was Iron Core. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we got to check that one now.
Yeah, they got Keanu Reeves in a few of those. So I mean, yeah, we have to look into that because that's also the same creator. But speaking of, you think 100 Warhammer Space Marines would beat the Slayer?
The Slayer? You mean the Doom Slayer?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. There's not many people that have. There's not many people that have as much aura as the Doom Slayer.
Bro, the Doom Slayer is chronologically always a bit stronger than the strongest entity in existence, man. He is the Doom Slayer.
So Doom: The Dark Ages has come out.
Yeah, yes, it has.
Pretty like not mixed reviews, but there's been a lot of people that want to say they want to admit that it's flopped, but I don't think they understand that it came out on Game Pass. and you can't really trust Steam numbers.
Oh yeah. People are fighting, like people are gauging shit all of a sudden. I didn't know this was a metric now. That the amount of streamers, Steam users they track. So meaning that since Doom: The Dark Ages was mostly on Xbox, it has a whole lot less Steam users, and they're taking that as in, oh look at that, it's failing, see, this is another fail by Bethesda like type of shit. But it's always
fucking. It's on Game Pass, so I mean, I don't get where that's coming from. I didn't buy it on Game Pass. I got it on a PlayStation 5 just because it's like, again, games like this that are fucking batshit insane to the wall. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, my PC's probably like 3-4 years out of date. I'm not sitting here fucking dealing with fucking stuff. Like, nah. I want my shit to be running buttery smooth.
Bro, Indiana Jones couldn't even run for my PC anymore, man. This shit is struggling. Man.
I got it on PS5, so I mean, like, that shit's good as fuck on PS5. But
it is
again, Doom: The Dark Ages is it's all of what you know. It's fucking killing demons, killing the fuck out of demons.
How far are you playing into it?
I'm on like chapter 5, I think.
Okay.
Of like the 5 chapters. So I mean, again, each chapter are like these like miniature open worlds, so where you can explore and shit. There's a lot of exploration.
There's some very uniquely designed open worlds. I think I'm on chapter 7 or maybe 8. I think it's like out of 21 chapters. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty as well, and I'm telling you, this is my first of the new age Doom games, and I'm loving it. I don't know. I know people are saying that. What was the second one? Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Eternal. They're saying that that's a superior game with like maybe the soundtrack is maybe better because this one doesn't have the original composer.
Yeah, Mick Gordon isn't a part of this one.
Yeah,
he got involved with some controversy. I don't really know the details about it, but they had to say goodbye to him for this one. They got somebody else, and I will say that upon playing it, I didn't notice a difference. But I don't think it's that big of it. I think my only problem with it is like I think it's a stylistic choice because when you think about Doom Eternal and the first Doom, they take place in a futuristic world. And so like in this one, Doom: The Dark Ages, it's more medieval style. So I kind of expected the soundtrack to be a little different.
And I'm eating this shit up. I'm loving this.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good. I wouldn't say like people want to make it like a big deal, but me personally, like the soundtrack of Doom is great. Exactly. It's awesome. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Most of the time, I just mute that shit and play my own music, play my own heavy metal music, and to me, it helps me just get in the zone more. Again, the music's good. Again, if I listen to the music, it's really good. I love it. But again, I like listening to my old heavy metal shit and just fucking blaring that shit and fucking up demons. To me, it's how I get the enjoyment out of these games. And this one's no different. I mean, again, they introduced a sort of chainsaw shield, which is pretty fucking cool. Again, having this parry system, the shield system. It adds another layer to the gameplay other than just like shooting and
So parrying is a new mechanic then? Because
that's never been in Doom before.
Really? Oh, because
it wasn't.
But the parry mechanic makes so much perfect sense to me. I'm loving that shit. It's so satisfying hitting each perfect parry.
It's also like your first ability to block attacks.
It is.
You never had a shield before, so you kind of just either have to dodge that shit or eat that shit. And this one, you actually have an ability to dodge.
Yeah, it's literally like a Captain America shield. Like the higher you can do, like upgraded levels to a point where it literally just ricochets and bounces off of other enemies. It's fun. Again, it's such a fun game. And again, the level design is very unique. Like you said you're level what, 5?
Yeah.
I think like level 6 or 7. It's like this crazy like open world like dragon flying shit. I'm telling you, it is so.
I just got to that. I just haven't played it yet.
Okay.
I just got to that part. Yeah.
That goes hard.
I think my only issue is the executions are a bit lacking for me. Like Doom, the first one in Doom Eternal, my favorite thing to do is to get an enemy to glow yellow and just fucking, do some crazy ass execution on him. I feel like that's a less of a factor in this game. But again, it doesn't. I think Doom Eternal is a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
So far, what I've played of this one, it's really fucking good. I think that it improves a lot on the other Doom games. But it comes down to just a stylistic choice. Do you like the vibes? Because I'll be honest with you, the first Doom is good, but it's not.
It's pretty plain. Yeah, it's pretty plain.
Yeah, Doom: The Dark Ages and Doom Eternal are way better than the first one.
Okay, definitely.
So Doom: The Dark Ages and Doom Eternal, to me, it's like it's your cup of tea. What do you like more?
As much as some
the fucking futuristic energy swords of fucking Doom Eternal. Do you like the rustic like medieval vibes of this one? It's like it just comes down to personal preference. I like Doom Eternal more, but it's not.
I think this is the
huge.
same. This is the same difference between like picking again the regular Warhammer, which is like the medieval stuff, or the Warhammer 40K is, or that's like the sci-fi. It's like It's like they're practically the same thing, but just slightly tweaked, slightly different. But again, I'm eating this shit up. I'm loving it.
This has more of a story than Doom Eternal does. Doom Eternal does have a story.
Yeah.
It does have cutscenes, but this one has like actual cutscenes.
Yeah, like characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Doom Eternal had cutscenes, but this one has like a story and it has characters that it's trying to build the world with. And I like that they're trying, but I feel like they're catering too much to those people who are complaining that the Doom stories are kind of plain. When, in my opinion, like simple is better when it comes to Doom. I mean, like
technically, the original Dooms didn't have a story. It's literally just plops you into an alien world and you shoot your way out of the said alien world. Which again, if that's what you want, that's what it is. But like again, and Doom.
Again, most of the negatives I'm hearing about Doom: The Dark Ages is the story, is the fucking characters that they're trying to like. Again, it doesn't. I do love that they view the Slayer as a weapon, because this is a prequel. Yeah. This is back when he was less of a person and more of just seen as a weapon. Like
they have
the Slayer.
They kind of have him like in a dog on a leash. This weird alien weird master race looking thing. I don't know what the hell they are, but they have him with controlling him and then setting him to wherever the humans ask for help. Yeah.
And Doom Eternal, again, you have the Doom Tower. It's like the Justice League built like tower floating in outer space. I think it's called like Palace Doom or the Doom Palace or some shit.
Palace Doom sounds pretty dope, actually.
And literally, like, that's where you're a loner. You don't really have androids and like AI that help you, but you're a loner. You fucking go up there, you do all your upgrades, upgrade all your abilities, and then you activate a portal and you go to where you need to go to next. Again, he's his own person. Yeah, this one, like you said, he's more of a weapon, a dog on a leash. And I do like it because again, it's a prequel, so I don't really care. I never cared too much for his story, just because I feel like he's not a character; he's a force of nature.
Maybe I haven't played enough of the story, but like even like I'm past you, and I still don't even feel like the story's okay. But there's not really much of a story even to begin with. So like I don't know why people are complaining about the story.
I think they just don't like the cutscenes. They don't like the cutscenes of like characters and shit. And just to me, it's like. They're clearly trying to improve, and I'll never like discredit a studio for trying to improve on the sequel. Yeah, never that. Even though it's a prequel, they're still trying to make it more creative. And so far, gameplay wise, it's great. I love that they've almost in a way downgraded it in terms of like your abilities and your weapons, yet improved on it by giving you other unique shit to use. Like the shield is.
What did they take away? That's like a downgrade.
Again, from Doom 1 and Doom Eternal, you have these crazy ass futuristic weapons. The big fucking gun, the BFG.
The BFG.
You just fucking hold it, and it's like a nuke that just blasts everything in front of it. Like you have all these futuristic guns, these auto locked on rockets. You have these guns with different abilities that you can like change the handles on to do different shit. Like, again. It's like Doom Eternal is again very futuristic, very like heavy on the futuristic shit. Yeah, definitely. And Doom the Dark Ages is very medieval like. And again, it's like you said, Warhammer and Warhammer 40K. It's a good comparison. It's what do you like more? They're both good though. I think Doom the Dark Ages is great. I think that ID Software and Bethesda, they have something good here.
They really do. Like I feel like Bethesda, like again with that Starfield shit, like they bombed with that, but with this and Elden Ring Oblivion. Yeah,
Oblivion Remaster was great. That came out of nowhere too. They literally announced it and then they just dropped it right away.
Like, hey guys, I know we've been slacking lately, so here you go. And again, it's been good too. I have played some of it, not as much as I would like to admit, but have you played it at all?
No. So I've actually heard that. I've never touched Skyrim or Oblivion.
What? You never played Skyrim, my guy?
I was a Fallout kid. I never touched Skyrim.
Fair enough.
So I mean, I was always a Fallout kid. So I heard that Oblivion's story is better. Skyrim's gameplay is better. That's all I've heard from fans.
For what I've been playing, I'm not going to lie to you. It is kind of. The Skyrim story, the Oblivion story is more grandiose than what the Skyrim was. Skyrim was kind of like small scale compared to Oblivion, because Oblivion is literally a dimension of like hell, essentially. Like Oblivion is leaking into the world, and you have to stop it, pretty much. So it's
interesting.
you hop into different dimensions also. So like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's like a lot more ambitious. That's back when, again, games in Bethesda, they had to try, companies had to try. Morrowind, even Morrowind was a big leap forward in the game industry.
Bethesda as a studio they have good hits. They have Doom.
Oh yeah, they have bangers.
They have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Like they're trying still.
Yeah.
Like they're still trying to give good games. And I feel like it's their big IPs that have sucked lately.
Ooh,
Fallout 76 was stupid. Again, Elden Ring. We're still waiting on a new Elder Scrolls game.
Starfield.
We're still waiting on a new one.
I'll still stand by the fact Starfield was a failure in all accounts.
Yeah,
every single aspect.
They're like pay for mods now. They're like charging for mods now, like to make the game better. But it's like even modders don't want to touch the game anymore.
Again,
like,
Bethesda Studios, the game studios that is known for modders working and improving their games. Those modders, those dedicated modders, dropped Starfield. They said there's nothing to the game to even mod. Even if you mod a even if you mod a Star Wars mod into it, the core gameplay is so weak and pathetic that it doesn't even make it fun. So like literally no mods.
They dropped a new expansion, Shattered Space. Nobody played that shit.
Nobody played that shit. We probably have more mods now for Oblivion than we have for Starfield. I guarantee it. I stand by it.
There is.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, I just think like Bethesda's one of those studios where like they really were like on top. I mean, EA has been like, speaking of Star Wars, EA has been getting bashed for Battlefront 3. Like that is a huge campaign that's going on right now. Do you think we're ever gonna get Battlefront 3?
I feel like this is a yearly conversation because it happens around every May 4th. Pretty much all the Star Wars fan dedicate to go back on Battlefront 2 and hop on, and then every year the servers peak, people playing it. We have more people than ever playing it now.
There are more people playing it now than there was at their all-time peak.
Exactly.
On Steam.
So, but I'm saying, like, even with all that, time and time again, EA just looks at it. It's like, nah, we good. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand.
8 years old. 2017. It came out. 2017 it came out.
It still holds up in my opinion. But the only problem is that, again, it is 8 years old, and it's like the last characters they dropped were fucking BB. What was it, BB?
Yeah, like two BB-8. The two fucking little beach ball fucking droids.
Bro, Ahsoka Adventurous. People modded in Ahsoka Adventurous in the game, and it works perfectly fine. Mace Windu, like literally almost every character you can think of, they have in the game modded. But again, we're really like, I'm hoping, I want a Battlefield 3, but it seems like Battlefront 3, but it seems like even with the original 2005 line, it didn't even make it to 3. It seems like 3 might be a cursed number for the Star Wars.
For Battlefront, I think so. I mean, it also might be with the Andor love. Like people are just like wanting more Battlefront. They're wanting more Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because in terms of like multiplayer Star Wars experiences, that's it. It's just Battlefront 2 and nothing else for like honestly. Unless you want to play modded squad. Like you don't really have a lot of like
squads from mods,
like multiplayer like Star Wars experiences. And again, I think the Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, the originals, the remasters, like that launch was terrible, and so I feel like that didn't help like EA's case, where it's like again, EA just sees dollars. EA is a company. And if they don't see money in Star Wars, they're not going to commit to it.
But that sentence itself, that's like a ridiculous, like, how do they not see that? Money and Star Wars, what are you talking about? Of course it's going to make money. Everyone's going to throw their money at it if they announce a Battlefront 3. I mean, what is it? They are coming out with a new Battlefield 3, not a new Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
They showed clips of that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe... Again, since they're kind of maybe on the leg end of done with that, they see the hype of this and then maybe, get into talks of revamping the series, because we really need a modern day Star Wars game. We really do. With all the characters. To be fair, like again, the last Battlefield game was shit. They literally canceled all the development for Battlefront 2 and put it all towards Battlefield 2042, and it was shit. It was again, Is it a playable game? Sure. Is it like more? It's not Battlefield though. You go back and you play Battlefield 4 or even Battlefield 1, like it's a whole different vibe. Battlefield 1 might honestly be my favorite Battlefield if I'm being completely honest with you. Every time
World War One.
Yeah, World War One. I don't know. I think it has the best sniping in by far by any Battlefield. The way you snipe is so satisfying. Every time you land those headshots. Just clean.
Again, I genuinely think that old man brought more players to Battlefield 2042 than DICE ever did. That old man that was like a sniper that like did all the sniping on Battlefront. Again, it's an old ass man just sniping people on Battlefield 2042.
He was like a war veteran doing it.
Yeah, so to me it's like I just think that like DICE, EA, again, because Battlefront is DICE as well.
Oh,
I just think that Disney doesn't. I don't know. I guess EA for seeing how bad Battlefront. Because let's not act like Battlefront 2 was all sunshine and rainbows. When it first launched, DICE lost money.
It took
money.
Yeah, it took 3 years for the game to find its footing. I think almost 3 solid years. Which is which is why I can see why they've never wanted to like look at or touch that franchise again. I can see it. It's like to them and maybe to Disney it's cursed, and maybe Disney's just not even allowing them because of that reason. But
oh my God, their stock went down, and Disney corporate got involved in it. Like, Disney corporate got down on DICE and EA.
You motherfuckers,
you need to fix this shit. So like, again, it's like I get that's maybe part of the reason why they don't want to commit to it is like.
But at the same time, it's so fun playing Count Dooku in that game. I don't think you understand how satisfying it is dueling in that shit. Oh man, I need a modern version of that. Because again, the graphics alone, it still still holds up to this day. Graphics alone.
Yeah. Again, they did like photo. They did like a new graphics kind of like photogrammetry or whatever, like a new type of graphics for the game, and then again the graphics are still good to this day. They still hold up,
and the best version of Luke I think we've seen when it comes to like canon Disney Star Wars. This is the best version of Luke we've seen, I think.
Yeah, because again, people forget that Battlefront 2 had a story.
Yeah,
and a pretty decent one. Yeah, a pretty decent one. And again, Luke Skywalker being a Jedi and showing what a real Jedi Master looks like.
Portrayed, yeah. It says, "Oh, can I have this?" He's like, "Why?" Because I asked. It's like, come on, that's all he had to do, bro.
Exactly. This is Luke after he kills again the Emperor, or no, doesn't kill him, but again, they don't know that
the Emperor falls.
He walked into the room with the Emperor and Darth Vader, and he's the only one that walked out alive. So it's like in everyone's eyes, he killed both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But we know the truth. That's not what happened. But still.
Yeah, the Empire kind of went berserk mode, and that's when they started like lighting up their own planets and destroying their own planets. That's pretty much what the story of the Battlefront was. It was decent. Yeah,
it literally starts with you as a stormtrooper looking up and seeing the Death Star explode. Like that's really how it's.
Oh, you were playing a stormtrooper that defected and wanted to fight for a better cause.
A shadow trooper, like one of the black stormtroopers. I forget what they're called, but the Death Troopers or whatever. And it's like, I mean, the story's good. Again, I wish we could get more Star Wars besides outside of, Disney Star Wars. Because again, that's the thing, right? You can't mess with Disney Star Wars anymore. Mm-hmm. That's why games like Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order, like they're good, but they're very like isolated stories.
They don't want to mess. It's like it's almost there, but we can't touch it. Ooh, see there?
We can't do it because we can't mess with the Disney Star Wars, and it's just like, man, like. We need to like let that shit go and just like start telling Elseworld stories or some bullshit. Like, because I'm just tired of it, dude. I'm tired of fucking having to like. Again, I want to see like more shit.
I really.
The only thing I have to look forward to right now is like Star Wars Eclipse. That's the one that Quantum Dream is making.
Quantum Dream, that Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain.
Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain.
That French, that crazy fucker.
Yeah, they're making a new Star Wars game, Star Wars Eclipse, and they're also doing. Old Republic remastered.
Yeah, so it's like, but damn, they announced that damn near 2 years ago. What the fuck happened with that?
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic is getting remastered.
That's gonna be a crazy one, and again, that's when it comes to my love for Star Wars. The Old Republic time is like phenomenal to me.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars Eclipse, they're targeting 2027 for the release. So again, we might not get a trailer until next year.
2027.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah,
damn.
I mean, shit, dude. It's taking place in the High Republic era. So
200 years before Anakin and all that shit happened.
Yeah. So I mean, again, if you don't like Quantic Dream's kind of gameplay, you're probably gonna hate it. But again, seeing how many choices they give us in Detroit Become Human, I'm so hyped for a Star Wars game.
It's gonna be very interesting what they're gonna do and how again so many options. Because Disney is so strict with what canon is. I'm surprised that Disney gave them the permission to do that. But
it's 200 years in the past. Like
so they can do anything. Yeah, so they can pretty much do anything.
You can kind of get away with it, right? Yeah. And Disney seems to love High Republic because again, that's where the guy from Jedi Survivor was from. That's where Star Wars Acolyte takes place from.
Well, that's because that's the Disney made up Star Wars. That's why they made up the High Republic. That was completely like Disney original. Which again, it seems to be not that bad. Again, it's not. Again, when it's Disney making their own stuff, it's like not at least when it comes to movies, like Solo and Rogue One, good ones.
Yeah.
But Skywalker, those movies, those do not canon in my head. But then again, the TV shows, hearing phenomenal praise from Andor. But then on the other hand, we have Acolyte and fucking
The Mandalorian season 3,
season 3, exactly. Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, whatever that fucking dog shit was.
I genuinely think that with Star Wars, it's again the High Republic era is like when the Jedi were at their peak, right? That's like when the Jedi were at their strongest.
Yeah,
the High Republic.
Apparently, that was like at the most elegant time. Like that's where they also introduced the Kylo Ren type lightsaber. Apparently, like a lot of Jedis back then had it. That was some more commonality to have that cross. It was like a cross saber.
Yeah, crossguard.
Crossguard. Yeah. That's what it was.
Which I think it's more accurate to like a real like claymore, like a sword, like some.
No, yeah, it makes sense to have have different types of lightsabers. Like double bladed and crossguard. I'm hoping to see maybe like a whiplash saber. They had like a lot of like crazy like type of different lightsabers in the Legends universe.
Yeah, but Old Republic, that's 2,000 years before Skywalker, right?
Like 5,000, yeah.
That's when it was hundreds of Jedis and hundreds of Siths going
That's
at
like
it.
Again, that's when like those. Do you see those ever seen those crazy graphical like Star Wars like cinematic pieces on like YouTube, which is like just the Knights of the Old Republic commercials. That's pretty much all 5,000 years before. That's when there was thousands of Siths and thousands of Jedi, and they were just going on full out scrimmages and battlefields. It was insane.
That was before Darth Bane made the rule of 2 and just pretty much said that there's going to be 2 Sith ever.
Exactly, because of all that chaos. Again, which is all we've never even seen hints of any of that. But in a sense, I think I'm fine with not seeing that. I don't want Disney, maybe not yet, for them to touch that. I'm fine with that being into the books.
You don't want them to cast Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan? You don't want them to cast?
No.
You don't want them to do Darth Revan, bro?
Nah, they're good. Let's move on from that one. Keanu Reeves, he's an amazing performer. He's an amazing performer.
Yes, performer. So listen, speaking of TV shows, I've always said that Star Wars is one of the biggest fandoms.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Harry Potter is another huge one.
Expecto Patronum.
And they're about to be fed for years now because they're doing a Harry Potter TV show.
HBO is doing a 10-year-long Harry Potter TV show, and they are
that is
casting.
Insane.
Yeah,
that is insane. Because for me, it's like a 10-year commitment to a show. Like again, I like that they're committing to it. Like they're doing because Game of Thrones, I guess, was 10 years, right, or close to 10 years.
Yeah, it was 10 years or 11 years.
You can do it. You can do a show that's that long.
Mm-hmm.
You better hope and pray that the fucking core 3, nothing happens to them. Because fuck, dude. Could you imagine that the recast? Again, the fact that they were able to pull off the 8 movies that they did, keeping relatively the same cast, is crazy.
It was insane. I think only because Dumbledore in the first movie.
The first 2, he died. And
yeah,
he cast for the third. The third.
But other than that, no one else.
No huge names.
Yeah, no.
Again, there were side characters that got recasted a billion times, but But again, the main characters, Ron, Harry, and Hermione, those 3 were good. And I think as long as those 3 are good, you can recast anybody. Because in my opinion,
we haven't
all the story.
I don't think they technically announced it or have even casted the kids yet, but they have announced Snape, Hagrid, Dumbledore. Who else?
So they're gonna do John Lithgow as a Dumbledore.
McGonagall too, Professor McGonagall.
Yeah. They're gonna do Jeanette McTeer as McGonagall. Nick Frost as Hagrid.
That's a good cast right there, Nick Frost.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's a great casting. And I guess I don't want to mispronounce his name, but it's Papa
Isubu
as Snape. He's as a black actor, and I think
I haven't seen anything what he's in.
I haven't seen anything of him.
Oh, okay, I've seen that.
Oh, yeah. What do you think of them making Snape black?
I mean, what do I think? I mean,
I don't fucking. Be honest.
It's
again, Hermione could have been black. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I don't see I don't. Grand scheme of things, if I'm being honest with you, my Harry Potter is the movies, so I'm kind of I don't really care what they're gonna do for this. This is not for me. It's clearly not not the audience. It's for the next generation of Harry Potter. Because again, hopefully we get a new generation of Harry Potter fans every generation, and this is just for them. And I mean, it's an odd decision, honestly. But if he can perform that whole always scene, always, hey, he can do
Alan
it.
Rickman, rest in peace to Alan Rickman, man.
But that's the thing.
He's always Snape.
No actor can outdo Alan Rickman. You're right. Like that's the thing. And at the end of the day, you're asking him to replace Genie, like what Will Smith did with Robert Williams.
Exactly.
You're asking
with
him to
Robert
do
Williams.
that.
Yeah.
It's like
I saw some fan castings of maybe like Adam Driver, but again, it's a 10-year long commitment.
I don't think Adam Driver. Yeah, it's
people like
TV.
to throw fan cast that shit, but it's like, man, it's a 10-year long commitment. It's like Bond. Everyone thinks like any actor can play Bond, but again, they don't get. It's like a 7 to 8 year commitment.
You are commitment, as in like you are going to lose
even longer, like 15 years. Yeah, it's going to Casino Royale was 2006, and then the last one, No Time to Die, was 2021. It's like fucking 15 years.
Again, so this is a commitment. I am extremely curious on who are they gonna cast for the first three. I think they're gonna stick with the same type of character look for Harry Potter, but I'm gonna be real. Hermione or Ron, I'm curious on who they're gonna pick for that one. I really am.
There are rumors, but again, they're rumors. So
I don't know any kid actresses, anyways, actors. At that age,
I guess that is true. I mean, they will have to like. It's gonna be a bunch of nobodies again.
Yeah, literally.
It's gonna be.
It's like the Percy. Apparently, like again, I don't know. Again, it's out of our realm. But the Percy Jackson, the new Percy Jackson's TV show, they're pretty big actors now too. But I have no clue who they are. But apparently, they're like pretty big.
So far, the main person to play Harry is a kid named Toby Wolf. But again, I have no idea what he's been in. Again, he hasn't been in anything. So it's like,
that's the best. They have to get Harry Potter he himself.
But again, Daniel Radcliffe to me is Harry Potter. So it's like you said, it is for a new generation of fans.
Yeah, again, it's not for me.
We'll always have our 8 years of fucking movies. Again, our 8 films, I guess. And the fact they pulled that off is still impressive.
I really think there's only one miss in the movie. It's only one out of all the movies. There's only one half miss. So like the fact we got
which
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire I think is as well.
It was so much unnecessary teen drama in that shit and teenage angst. It was like, okay, they were so OD with it.
I think that the reason I have good memories of that is because it's a goddamn shonen anime tournament.
Oh no, as a kid I loved it, and I can see why I loved it as a kid. Because again, I only paid attention to the fun parts of the movie was the tournaments, but everything in the middle was not good, to be honest.
Yeah,
it was also like the worst acted too.
Yeah, as an adult, I still think the third one is my favorite, Prisoner of Azkaban.
It's my favorite by a long shot, yeah.
Just because I feel like that's where they had the most directorial like freedom. The guy who don't get his name wrong. He also did Gravity and Children of Men.
He said it's a Spanish Mexican director, I think.
Yeah. Hold on, it's Alfonso. It's Alfonso Cuarón.
Okay.
And again, he did Gravity, Children of Men, Roma. Again, this is an Oscar winning director.
I mean, it was an Oscar winning movie. That shit was phenomenal.
Yeah. So again, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is probably my favorite one. My favorite book as a kid was The Half-Blood Prince. I feel like they had a lot of cool. Again, this is why I love. Again, the TV show is going to offer a lot more freedom to explore the shit in the books that the movie's kind of glossed over.
I think there isn't there one or two characters that weren't never even introduced in the movies at all? I feel like there's one character that's like a ghost character that was never even introduced in the movie.
A lot of the Weasleys are kept out of the fucking movies.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Weasleys. Yeah. There's 8 or 9 of them that are just completely not in the movies, which is fine, I guess, because again, it's a huge fucking family. But again, Half-Blood Prince, my favorite shit was again Tom Riddle, aka Voldemort, and Dumbledore just having a conversation. I always loved to see.
Oh, that was very good. Yeah,
in any franchise, sci-fi, magical. It's always good to see the best of the best good and the most evil of the evil bad have a conversation.
Yeah, I think that's the two strongest characters in the verse.
Yeah. And again, I think that's why I loved watching. Again, it's the opening scene, but it's still my favorite part of
Crimes of Grindelwald.
The Secrets of Dumbledore. That movie wasn't good, but again, my favorite part was just him and Grindelwald talking. They don't have to fight. They're just sitting down having a cup of tea and talking about shit.
Yeah, that was very good.
And to me, if you never get your main villain and your main hero to just sit down and talk, I feel like those lead to some of the best scenes in movies.
Literally, it does. Heat. Yeah, I was about to say Heat.
It's the Heat diner scene. Yeah. Again, everybody wants to redo the Heat diner scene where Robert De Niro and fucking Al Pacino just talk about their philosophies. And again, you get an idea like, damn, maybe in a different world these guys would have been
Could have been
friends.
literally, they would have been friends in a different world.
Yeah, and so it's great to see that, and it was great to see that in the book, and I hope they can explore that in the TV show.
Again, it's gonna be. I'm assuming it does look like, again, if not for nothing, people complaining about the cast, it does seem like they're actually genuinely taking their time and actually crafting this slowly. It doesn't seem like it's going to be on some fact. Again, it could be, but it's seeming like they're actually taking care of this. So I'm just excited to see all the new stuff they're going to implement into it. Again,
I just hope it's not like a Lord of the Rings, like they just throw money at it.
Rings of Power. That's
they just throw
Amazon,
money at it, and they're just like, it's good now. Let's throw money at it. It's like, I hope it's like
most expensive TV show ever made, by the way. Most expensive TV show, Rings of Power, dog ass.
And it was dog ass. So it's like, again, I hope they just take their time, and again, they use. The one thing I loved about the old ones, I hope they bring the color back into Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Because again, once David Yates took over directing from Order of the Phoenix to the end, I feel like the movies felt very lifeless. And I guess that was to encapsulate how powerless
I feel like that was instill the dread of the world.
But again, just because it doesn't mean the movie has to look like shit. I mean, that's just my opinion. Like, I get the stylistic choice to do it that way.
That was during the era of time where every single movie during that time had that weird, like, minute
lots of blues and grays and like
no
I just
coloring.
Felt like, just because people feel like shit doesn't mean the movie has to look like shit. Again, I loved the first and second one, how colorful and bright everything was. It's just a magical world.
That's just the era of its time. That was when movies had to be. Had to look that way.
I guess I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'll probably watch it. Again, I'm a Harry Potter fan. Get back into it.
Oh yeah, and again, at the end of the day, if it's ass, I'm just gonna boot up the movies. I mean,
exactly. We still have the movies.
Still got the movies.
You know, we still have The Last of Us games too.
Still have the game too. Fuck me, bro.
Oh wait. Those games. The sequel wasn't that good. Okay. So listen, Last of Us season 2.
Bro.
New episode just dropped.
Can I tell you this?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
This episode single-handedly, I think, ruined the show for me. I'm not even on some
Terrell,
bullshit.
It's good. It's good, Terrell. Terrell, it's good. It's the best one.
This made me like appreciate the game even more. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of the game, so like the fact that this episode was like, holy shit, the game did it better is fucking insane to me, man. It is.
Give the game, because I say what I give the game. What do you give Last of Us Part 2?
I think again, when it comes to gameplay alone, I'm gonna keep it real. Like gameplay, I'll probably have to give it an 8 out of 10. But story alone, I would say 6. Because again, I really don't think the story is good, and the story is very poorly paced.
If there's never gonna be a Last of Us Part 3, what do you give the game? If there is never gonna be a Part 3,
6 then. Yeah, then it's dropping down to a 6. Yeah, 100%. Again, it makes it worse than not having a Part 3. This is.
I think I'm there too. I think I'm a little higher. I think I'm like 7.
First game was no sequel bait. Again, it was 10 out of 10, and there wasn't a sequel bait. The second game ends off with there's going to be a Part 3. I don't care what you say. That shit was planning off to be a Part 3.
We don't have to revisit Ellie. We don't have to.
Let's just go to this fuck ass episode. Let's get to this fuck ass episode, bro.
Fuck ass episode.
Oh my god.
So last week we were talking about how it's gonna be all flashbacks, which was our favorite parts of the game. So
best part of the game.
This again. For something interesting is episodes 1 through 5, they are co-directed by a different director, but the main director for episodes 1 through 5 is Craig Mason.
Craig Mason, yes.
This episode was co-directed by Neil Druckmann. And so was the second one. And I'm not gonna lie, it starts off really good. For some reason, this show, the first 10 minutes of every episode is solid. It's always the best part. They start off with a flashback to Joel and Tommy as kids.
Completely new. Never before.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that they show his father, who's I love how they show
policeman
like he's a police officer, and Joel
hits him.
Yeah, and Joel's protecting his brother Tommy, because Tommy was like trying to buy drugs, and Joel beat the shit out of the guy because the guy tried to beat the shit out of Tommy. And again, it's this great like back and forth of like a brother protecting his younger brother.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's played by Tony Dalton, who again plays Joel's dad, and he's a great actor, and
phenomenal.
He gives
especially
a really
in Better Call Saul, phenomenal.
It's pretty depressing because it's pretty much showing this. Yeah. It's pretty much showing the cycle of like domestic abuse within families. He's pretty much saying like, my father he just fucking stiffed me hard and broke my jaw and
wired
it shut.
Yeah, it's kind of like a domestic abuse. Like, even though like you've been domestically abused, you kind of don't want to do that to your kids, but you kind of inadvertently do abuse them, but maybe to a lighter sense, like maybe not as bad as your parent did.
Better than me.
Yeah, again, literally, that's a little bit better than me. That's the
line,
point.
Low key, again, 10 minutes. I was like, damn, this shit's kind of deep. He's like, listen. I know I've hit you, but I'm trying to just do a little bit better than him.
I never hit him like he did. And he's like, when you have kids, I hope you do a little bit better than me. And then he just puts his hat on and walks out. And it's like, damn, that's a great. Again, literally. The first 10 minutes, gold. I'm like, yo, Neil Druckmann, shit. Maybe I was too hard on him. I would honestly say, the majority of the episode was gold. Up until the
last act, this show cannot handle third acts in episodes. The last 20 minutes completely make you forget about the first 25 minutes that were good.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, okay, so let's first flashback was good. We saw Joel talking to Seth about getting a cake baked for Ellie's birthday. They keep showing Ellie's birthday over the course of years, essentially is what it is.
Yeah, time skips, like 1 year jump, 1 year jump, 1 year jump. In the practically the 5 year time period that skipped.
And so they're showing, it's Ellie's birthday. You see Joel trading a fucking bag of weed for fucking, a birthday cake. Yeah. And, shit to make a guitar. And, he makes a guitar for Ellie. And again, we get to see Bella Ramsey is really good at playing Kid Ellie.
She is so good at playing Kid Ellie. That's the thing. Like, that's what, like, it tears me up. Like, she can't do this 19-year-old, but then she plays, again, the 14, 15-year-old so well. It's like, she really becomes Ellie. She really just, like, I don't know, man.
Again, she just fits the look better. I don't know, but we get to see, like, again, some of the lightheartedness, the goofiness. We get to see a lot of their, like, relationships. It's like this father and daughter. They live in this house. She has her own room, and she sings "The Future Days" by Pearl Jam to her, like he does in the opening of part 2.
If I ever were to lose you.
Yeah, so he's just got a guitar and gives her a guitar for her birthday, and then we skip to the next year.
Then that's when we go to the museum for the next year. Like, I'm on a fucking dinosaur. That part. Which I feel like
it's cool.
It was cool, but I feel like they skipped a lot in the museum. We did not see any of the dinosaur parts, and then I guess we went straight to the best scene of the game. They did it bar for bar in the TV show, because again, they would have been stupid if they didn't do it bar for bar, like the game did. But
the space capsule, the headphones and the cassette tape
of the launch of the very space capsule she's in. So it's like, took a hell of a lot. Like, did I do good?
Yeah, and again, the first person perspective. It's again 1 for 1 out of the game. Man. Yeah. 1 for 1 out of the game. They nailed that, and again, we get to see more of like Pedro Pascal as Joel. And we get to see, again, I missed him, I'm not gonna lie. We get to see like Joel and Ellie, and again, it felt good. I was liking it.
I will say, but the first crack shown to me at the part where they were leaving, because in the video game, you go into the museum and then you discover, what was it? A
separate part
of the museum, but you discover 2X fireflies, and you see all across the wall liars with the logo, with the Firefly logo on the wall. So it's like, oh shit. So that gives Ellie the reason to go to Salt Lake City and find the tape and to confront Joel.
It plants the seed in her head that she's always been debating of, like, did Joel lie to me? Like, it reminds her of it, because all these flashbacks do is show you the cracks in Joel's story that are forming, and Ellie's like disbelief in him forming.
But in the TV show, all she does is look at fireflies. That's it. The bugs. That's all she does.
I didn't even notice them. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, fireflies. Okay, yeah.
And it's like Ellie was a babbling idiot for this entire season, but now she's on some Sherlock Holmes shit on this episode. Like, she really is on some Sherlock Holmes shit. I don't again. Okay,
no, she's the smartest. Writer, producer, director. I'm the smartest man in the world. Like, listen.
Man. And then the next time jump.
The next time jump, we get to see, again, 16-year-old girl, teenage Ellie. She's smoking weed. She's having sex. She's fucking with a girl. And
making out with a girl, yeah.
And fucking Joel busts in. It was like, what the fuck? He goes, all the teenage shit all at once, fucking smoking weed, fucking tattoos, having sex with girls.
Experimenting
with girls. Yeah.
That was such a Joel response. I'll give him that. That was a very Joel like response. Again, Pedro Pascal as Joel, he's a solid Joel, man. He really is.
Yeah.
He's gonna win an award for it. He's definitely gonna win something for this.
Pretty much says like, this is my house, and she goes, no, it's not. They gave it to you. Yada yada. Like,
it's nothing belongs to us. Yeah, it's like,
you start to see the cracks in the relationship of like, maybe Joel needs to remember that she's not his daughter.
Yeah,
and so he says, in the middle of the pouring rain, she's trying to like push her mattress out and shit, and he's they have an argument, their first fight, and he's like, listen, maybe it's good to have your own space, but again, it's a cute like mom and it's a cute like daughter and father like fight where he's pretty much like, listen, I was wrong, but like, let's just do it another time.
Exactly.
And
it's a good dynamic, a very realistic dynamic.
Yeah. He built her own little place in the shed, back of the home. And so listen, it jumps another year, and we get probably the dumbest shit. It jumps.
We get the biggest. You're right. It jumps a year to the biggest change of the show, and I think what practically ends up selling the show completely and like just completely ruining the show for me. They go to them having to find.
Because now it's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been 4 years.
And she still doesn't know what the fuck happened.
And I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute, because technically she goes to Salt Lake. 3. Yeah, in the game she goes to Salt Lake City, and then she has the falling out, and then 2 years goes by with them with her not fucking with Joel. But now it's only a year left, and she still has to go to Salt Lake City. It's her 18th birthday. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we have to go and rescue Eugene, which was a character that wasn't in the game. He was only there by name because he was already dead. But now we get Eugene, which was played by the actor that was in the Matrix movie that betrayed them. What's his name?
Yeah, Cypher. Let me find the actor's name. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, but the guy that eats the steak in the Matrix.
Yeah. Joe Pantaleone,
yeah. So off rip, we're going a completely different direction. So at this point, I'm thinking, so she might not even go to Salt Lake. Whatever, I guess what's happening. Now, what follows, I think, is a pretty good scene in the sense of, the interaction between Joel and Eugene. I think
so. Eugene is bit. They find Eugene.
Eugene
First of all, they get a radio because Joel's like, "Listen, we're gonna take you on. This is the safest trail, but I want you to learn patrols."
Yeah.
And they get radio like, "Yo, this party needs help. Go help them." They run up. One of them's fucking hanging from a horse, fucking dead. And then Eugene's been bit.
Yeah.
Eugene's been bit.
On the chest, on the ribs, mind you. Let's keep that in mind. On the ribs.
He's trying to argue and plead with Joel. Like, let me just go say goodbye to my wife.
See, I have an hour tops. Let's go. Yeah, goodbye.
Let me just go say goodbye to her. And Ellie's like, let him.
We got it. Yeah, put your hand out.
Count to 10. Like, he has time. Which is like, I get again, it doesn't seem like a valid.
It's not
metric of like judging how long someone's gonna be, but
I don't think it is.
Joel looks at her and says, "Listen, go get the horses. I'll walk them back." And she's like, "He's like, I promise." And then she looks at him again. Keyword is like, "Oh, I promise." And she looks at him like, "Okay." And then she walks off. And then he takes Eugene. He takes him to look at the flowers. Look at the flowers, bro. Look at the flowers. And he takes him to the fucking edge of the cliff, edge of the water, and just shoots his ass.
Okay, good. It was a Becky scene, right? So it was like he takes him out on this like Bob Ross-esque looking like view of like a lake, a beautiful view. And then he realizes, he's gonna shoot, and he's gonna start begging. And you could see that Joel, okay, that's the thing. You can see clearly that Joel doesn't want to do this, but let's be real here. That is what Joel should have done. People are acting as if, at least this show is acting or painting as if every decision Joel does is the most monstrous, worst, evil decision to do. And I don't understand that, because realistically, that makes perfect sense to do that. It's like, I get it, you're bit. Like, how the fuck, realistically, how do you want me to transport you? Tell me exactly how, in order, because you gotta either ride on Ellie's horse or my horse, meaning that you might turn infected, bite my horse, or bite me. Like, what the fuck? Let's be real
again,
here.
It's like, this show has showed us that if someone gets bit, they're cooked.
Exactly.
Dina should have had a gun on Ellie for like fucking 3 hours when she was bit.
Literally.
So the show shows us that if you're bit, you're cooked, and you're gonna get killed by somebody that you know. Again, even in episode 2, when the horde attacks, that one guy shows the bite, and the guy shoots him
off rip.
Yeah,
He's literally
off
like,
rip.
oh,
So the
bam.
show has shown us this is what you're supposed to do when someone is bit.
But
They're
now
cooked.
all of a
They have
sudden
to die.
we're supposed to believe that Joel's supposed to tie Eugene up and hike him back the 20, 30 miles, and however long it's going to take to get back to Jackson, knowingly he's going to turn. And then from Eugene's perspective, you really want your wife to see you turn into one of them things? I feel like that's going to be fucked up to see that.
I guess, again, Joel does say, like, again, it's good acting. I think Eugene makes a fair
that's
point.
the thing. It's phenomenal acting. It is.
Joel's like, if you have any last words, I'll pass them along. He goes, no, but she needs to hear them from me. There's so much I wanted to tell her. Like,
no, he said, I want her to know her last words for me. I think that's again. That was like, ooh, okay, that makes sense.
Good.
But again, he's a begging, desperate, pleeding man. So again, from his perspective, I understand. From Ellie's perspective, I don't understand. But from his perspective, I understand. And then he's like, okay, the last moments, if you really love someone, you'll see their face. So then Eugene stares, and then finally, that's what I think they did dope. He did a reflection of her. If you look in a reflection of his eyes, you actually see her in his eyes. And he said, I finally see her. And then he shoots him.
Yeah. Which is like, again, beautiful scene. I thought it was done great.
It was good. Yeah, it was done.
But then we get to the worst part of the entire show, in my opinion,
Ellie
which goes completely against Ellie's character, in my opinion.
Oh, my brother.
She straight up, okay, so she walks up with the horses.
And she sees you killed him.
Yeah,
surprise!
Like,
okay.
She's seen Joel fucking massacre entire towns to protect her, and seen her fucking kill dozens and dozens of people. But this one motherfucker, Eugene, he's like, how could you?
Literally, again, if he was bit on the arm, I would have understood. But that man was literally bit on the fucking chest. Probably one of the fastest ways to turn into a fucking infected, I would imagine. So it was over with, man. Over with.
Yeah, it was cooked. You're cooked, dude. And again, they go back to town. And we see what we saw in the therapy session with this therapist character who's Eugene's wife. He's like, "Oh, you killed my husband. I can never forgive you for that."
Exactly.
And we see what happened. He pretty much tells her a lie. He lies to her. He's like
a straight lie, yeah.
Yeah, straight lie. Says like, "Listen, like I found him. He was too far gone. He wanted you to know that he loved you. Yada yada yada." And then Ellie, for no fucking reason, just goes, "That's not what happened. That's not what happened. Like, that's not what happened.
You lie. You lie like Papa. Papa lies."
Yeah,
literally
exactly.
on some
Like,
stupid shit, fucking like
some
that,
Stranger
bro.
Things
I'm like,
bullshit,
what the
bro.
fuck? It's like,
She's
no,
like,
he lied. He begged you. He had enough time. Okay, again, he had enough time. He had enough. How do we know he had enough time? We did not know he had enough time, bro.
To me, this goes completely against Ellie's character.
Yeah,
she would never portray Joel like that.
Yeah.
Again, like, because up to this point, they've had a rough time. But again, they had that long excursion across the country. Like, again, in the game, they're ride or die.
Literally,
like, in the game, they are so ride or die that at those 2 years they're not talking to each other is considered a huge deal.
No, they're so ride or die that in order for their bond to have been broken, she would have had to have discovered something extreme and crazy, like I don't know, a tape that the Fireflies left saying that he massacred and there's nothing left for this cause and the Fireflies done for. But instead, the show decides to never even make Ellie go to Salt Lake City and have that Eugene moment of Joel lying to her be the pivotal point of their relationship, that she figured out, wow, if he lied to me about Eugene, he must have lied about the Fireflies. And then they don't talk for 9 months.
It's a crazy jump to make. In my opinion, it's like, listen, if they wanted to seed it in, like, wait a minute,
brother,
you lied about this. What else did you lie about? And then she goes to Salt Lake City and finds out for herself.
Yes.
I could get behind that. But no, she puts two and two together off rip. No, he lied to me. He goes, you swore.
You swore.
And then she just walks away, and obviously, fucking his wife bitch slaps him and like, you fucking piece of shit.
So like 9 months, 9 months go by. So again, no 2-year time jump. She never knows. She never truly knows, because even though technically the show, again, after the fact, they say that, oh yeah, she knew that Joel lied to her about the Fireflies.
But they don't.
In theory, she might have known, but she didn't know for sure.
For a fact.
Because she didn't go to Salt Lake City. She never knew for Salt Lake City. So she went by 9 months being mad at Joel for about
and Joel hasn't told her yet.
Yeah. Nothing yet.
Gets that scene.
Never gets
that scene.
Oh my God, bro.
So we see Joel's perspective of the dance.
The dance, yeah.
It's pretty much just him talking with Tommy, chilling with Marlene and talking with Tommy.
And then Seth calls and says,
Seth calls him a dyke. Yeah. And then we get to see Joel's perspective of, him shoving him, whatever. And we go back to that scene where she walks by him and he's on the porch with the guitar. She walks by, and then she comes back, which we pretty much assumed. Which again, them showing that right now defeats the whole purpose of the game and the whole narrative. The whole narrative, it shows that clip at the end of the game because you needed that at the end of the game. Again, I can't believe I'm defending Neil Druckmann's writing, but he knew what he was doing with that. Them showing that scene off rip to me before we even get to see, like, you know.
I mean, we
Abby's
called it at
perspective
the beginning of the season of him, talking. We saw the trailer of her walking back, but we assumed that it was going to be the very end because, again, like you said, that is the key, one of the most key pivotal moments of The Last of Us. It's one of the literally last 2 or 3 scenes you see of the entire game, and we see it in this season, which is technically we're not even halfway through the game yet, and not only do we get this conversation, but we get him confessing. We get him confessing to Ellie that he killed the Fireflies right then and there as well. They put her discovering the Fireflies 2 years before in the same scene where the very last night she ever talks to Joel.
Combining those 2 scenes together, I feel like defeats the entire purpose of the entire 2-year gap.
It completely disregards the heavy and how much of a great step or leap forward it was for both of them after 2 years of that tension and that hatred she had for him, that she was finally able to try to let go of that after 2 years. But now it was, I killed the Fireflies, I'm sorry. I don't know if I can forgive you, but I can try. All right, later, Dad.
It's like, it happens all in 5 minutes. Again,
in a single conversation.
Yeah. So in the game, she goes to Salt Lake City, she finds the recorder. It pretty much says that, like, if by some miracle we could find another immune person, which pretty much says, like, Joel was lying to her. And then he comes on horseback and she's like, listen, if you tell me the truth, no matter what, like, I'll stay. But if you lie to me, I'm gone. You will never see me again.
That's the thing. Like, we don't even have that in the show. In the game, she says, if you lie to me, you'll never see me. I'm never returning to Jackson, and you'll never see me again. But if you tell me the truth, I will come back to Jackson, but you and I are still done. In the game, she literally just says, tell me the truth or we're done. That's all she said.
Yeah. Which is like, again, when he finally tells her in the game, he tells her in a way that's so good. He's like, making a cure would have killed you. So I stopped them. That's literally it. And then she breaks down again. It's a great scene. As much as people want to bitch about that scene, I liked it.
It was a good scene.
She goes, I'll go back, but we're done. And she leaves. And for 2 years, they were done.
It's like she breaks down hysterical, crying, like hyperventilating. She had to sit down. Yeah. But again, like even in this scene, Bella Ramsey has a reaction, but it's not this soul-crushing, heartbreaking reality. It's not this reality sharing.
She already put it together. She already put it together in her head. She's like, Sherlock Holmes. She's smart. She already knew. Just
because he gave you a lie, like, okay, bro.
But in the game though, that final scene with Joel and Ellie, it happens after you have your final fight with Abby. It is literally the second to last cutscene of the entire game.
It is a 30-hour game, and that is literally one of the last few hours of the game.
That's the second to last cutscene in the entire game. After her and Abby fucking fight at the at the shores, in the water with the boats, they fight, and she lets Abby go.
Yes.
As she's choking her to death, she sees the flashback of Joel on the porch with the guitar.
Exactly.
And she lets her go. And now you see why she let her go, because it's metaphorical. She let her go, and you see the cutscene. You see her talking to Joel, pretty much saying like, they start to have a casual conversation.
It is the same how the show goes, minus the admitting to the Fireflies and killing Marlene and all that shit.
But it's done so much better in the game, dude. Because the placement of when they show you that, it is a metaphor for the entire game. It is pretty much her saying like, I was supposed to die there. My life would have fucking mattered. And he goes like, if somehow the Lord would have given me a second chance to do that,
I'll do it again.
All over again.
I'll do it again. Literally.
I'll do it all over again. Again, the line delivery and the lines that were written were so much better.
It was so much better.
And Ellie pretty much saying like, I can never forgive you, but I want to try.
Try. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's their last conversation. They
walk
away.
It's because I think again, this is a Neil Druckmann thing. Neil Druckmann wrote this perfect episode, and then he decides to add this scene. Kind of, I think it's like, oh, here it's pleasing both. It's pleasing the side of audience that were annoyed. They were annoyed about the last conversation because in the game it was a whole lot more inconclusive. ish compared to the show.
But
Because
I
the show was
felt
like
that led to the theme of the game, where it's like, man, that's just the last you never know when it's gonna be the last conversation.
that exactly.
So maybe that's why it was left like very like inconclusive and not fulfilling, because again, they didn't think that would be the last conversation.
And this show, I'm gonna be real with you, they talked and acted as if it was the last conversation. I think that's what it is. That is really what it is. It felt like their last conversation. Where in the game, it felt like it wasn't there. Again, it wasn't their last conversation in the game.
Because in real life, you don't know when it's going to be the last.
That's
so
what
it felt like more realistic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this one, it literally felt like the writers had just spawned in and told them, "Hey, yo, by the way, Joel's dying tomorrow." So
like this was like Joel's send off.
Yeah,
this is Joel's send off like moment.
And it was like, again, he says like.
Again, I love you more than you ever know, or something like that.
Yeah, which is like fucking, again, it just feels like too much. You know, we get Joel crying, we get fucking Bella Ramsey's Ellie pretty much saying like, again, he doesn't admit to it. She has to tell him, did you kill all of them? And he goes, yes, I did.
That's also like, it's like, like again, it's the shame. Why does he, in the game, he never had shame in it.
He has no shame
He has no shame in it, bro. In this game, again, the show wants to betray even to Joel. Like, even Joel knows what he did was horrible and awful. It's like, bro, like, please, like, at least
in his eyes,
from his perspective,
right.
Exactly. And he always stuck by that fact. And but in this show, him being this, he was this like a shame, such a shame for it.
You get the vibe in the game that his only shame is that he lied to Ellie. It was never that he did it.
Literally, it was like that I lied to
again.
you.
If the Lord gave me a chance, I'd do it all over again.
But in this this show, again, I hate the fact that he said like, yes, they could have made a cure. It was never
that shit pissed
that was a
me
lie.
Off, bro.
It was never a guarantee, and I'll stand by the fact.
Because she said like, were there any more immune? He just shakes his head. Yeah. Did you kill all of them? He goes, yeah. Could they made a cure? Yeah. Yes. It's like, what? How do you know that?
Even in the game, it was it literally in the game, it is a fact that would have not even worked 100%. That fucking surgeon was a fucking a pediatrician when the fucking outbreak happened, and then he was supposed to perform a brain surgery. Like that was gonna be successful. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't 100% guaranteed that it was going to work. And so, again, Joel didn't know that.
But wasn't also confirmed that they did have other...
Yes, and they've tried this before and it didn't work.
They tried it before and it didn't work. Exactly. Yes. But the show, again, they never included that in the show. The show really wants it that Joel is a villain. What Joel does is bad. What his decisions is bad. He is the bad guy. It's like, but it's
again,
not.
That's pleasing the other side of the community that says that, oh, Joel got what he deserved. Let's all side with, again, Team Abby versus Team Ellie, which to me, it's like Abby is a fucking villain. Why is there a Team Abby?
Yeah,
I don't get it. Like,
villain,
again, it to me, it really ruins what is possibly like the best scene in the entire game. Their conversation is pretty much like him saying like, I do it all over again. Like, I have no shame that I did it because he does, it's subtlety. Their conversation had a lot of subtlety. And this conversation, the lines are written out in a way where they're pretty much telling you how they're feeling, which is like,
that's what the whole show is. That's what the whole show is. Them. It's kind of like it's like each character tells you exactly how they're feeling in that moment. Like again, Joel didn't need to say "I love you" to Ellie because what he said was that if I would do it again, I would. That is saying that is telling you enough. You don't say "I love you, I love you, I love you." It's like Joel. I don't think Joel's even a character to even have said "I love you." That's not what Joel is.
He's like, it's because I love you more than you'll ever know, and it's like I hope when you have you have someone like that, you do a little bit better than I did. Which is like,
I don't even think Sarah said that. I don't think he even said that to Sarah. Like, I love you to Sarah.
Again, it's like like he rehashes the line that his father told him, like, oh, and when you have your own, I hope you do a little bit better than I did. And it's just like, it just felt forced. It felt like way out of place. It felt stupid. Her finding out that he killed the Fireflies in the same conversation where she, again, in 2 minutes.
She forgave him. Yeah.
I can never forgive you, but I'd like to try. That took 2 years in the game for her to come to that conclusion.
But it happened in a single conversation. Because again, I guess you can argue that it didn't happen because it happened. Because I've heard this argument. People say it's actually the second and he did that to Eugene is when she found out about the Fireflies. But again, that's bad. That's poor writing. That's lazy writing. I'm sorry.
You're making Ellie this intellectual, smart person when the entire show you have showed us that she's a fucking idiot.
I turned the lights on. Triangles. What is that?
So it's like, maybe if she was like this the entire show, I could believe it. And again, him lying about Eugene is a great seed to plant in her head that like, oh, maybe he did lie to me.
Yes,
I'll go find out.
A good kicking
Them-
off point to her to leave.
My guy, they not only didn't have the Salt Lake City scene, they didn't have that scene where the two teenagers were dead. And she was like, they had that huge argument of like, well, if they had a cure. And again, she never brings up the Fireflies to him at all.
I completely forgot about the teenagers.
Where she has this huge argument with him. One of the best scenes of the game where he was like, oh, there was no cure.
Yeah.
I wish things were different, but they ain't. Yeah.
So then let's get these kids back to their parents. It's like,
and she's like, well, if they had a cure, he goes, what if the Unicorn says, what if, and they had this huge argument of like, what if there was this? What if there was that? And he goes, listen, there was no cure.
No.
And again, they never planted those seeds of doubt. She just goes from fucking them having a teenage and dad argument about fucking sex and drugs and women and shit. And then the next scene, you lied to me about Eugene? Brrr, she did the fucking Oppenheimer fucking symbols and shit and equations and shit. Like,
can you hear the music, Ellie? Can you hear the music, Ellie?
It's like to me, again, I love the scenes they added into the show, but I would much rather have had those old scenes to give continuity to her coming to that conclusion that he lied.
Yeah, it's like, man, it really is.
Again,
he did this to please him. He did this to please the fans. He really did.
When she caught him in the act of lying, when she hears the recording, she still asks him. Tell me what happened.
She gives him the chance to tell the truth.
She doesn't say, did they do this? He goes, yes. No, he tells her. He tells her, like, making a cure would have killed you. So I stopped them.
So it's just, it sucks, man. I enjoyed the first season of the show. I still think the first season stands tall on its own, but that's the thing. I think it's perfect on its own.
I think it's perfect.
The next episode we're probably gonna have the last discussion for this for a while. The season premiere is coming next week.
Season finale.
Season finale. What's your hopes on that? Because I don't think it's a single hour. If we make it an hour.
We saw the scene of Jesse and Ellie running.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let me leave,
Don't leave Murph. No,
Don't
Jesse.
let me leave, Murph. Don't go. Ref, stop him. It's like
at least I'm hoping it's going to be an hour. So
he's fucking dead, dude. Jesse's fucking dead.
Jesse's not going to make it out of there. You think it's going to be rushed at all?
This episode ends with her showing up back to the theater. That's how it ends.
Oh, yeah.
It ends in modern day. She comes back to the theater, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like what we saw from the trailer, Ellie's like on the island.
Yeah, it is.
We get to see the war on the island, which is like, to me, it's like, that's all Abby's story. So how the fuck is Ellie there? It looks very interesting. I don't know. They seem to be
again
adding a lot of Ellie shit into Abby's story.
If this episode doesn't tell us anything, it's that this show is going fucking left. They're not following the game anymore. They're literally doing their own goddamn fucking thing. Ellie showing up to this, she never even shows up to that island in the game at all.
No.
So her being there is like, what the fuck? Maybe it's to give her and Jesse more time together. I don't fucking know. I'm hoping Jesse does get a lot more screen time because again, it's gonna be his last episode. So
he's cooked. If they follow the game, he's cooked. Listen. What do you think about them saying that there's going to be a fourth season? They're saying they might have to do a fourth season. Like, what do you think of that?
The fact that they're going to end it in the fourth season only tells me that they're going to that only means they're going to make Abby's backstory. They're going to add a shit ton more to Abby's backstory. So we're going to go probably straight up to Abby doing fucking Fireflies cadet trading all the way up to the fucking, again, finding her dad. That's the only way I can see it lasting another season, because what else is there to do? Because there ain't really much else.
They're trying to say that season 3 is going to be all Abby, and then season 4 is going to be the whole Santa Barbara and Ellie on the farm and shit. That's what they're trying to say.
The whole season of Ellie on the what the fuck? Oh, wait, what?
Because the epilogue, right? I mean, after Abby's story, all you have for Ellie is her on the farm. She goes to Santa Barbara. She finds the Rattlers, and then she finds Abby.
I think
could you drag that out for a whole other season, though? I don't think so.
You can do that a 2-parter season finale with that.
Yes,
2 parts.
I think so as well.
Season finale. Why the fuck are we doing an entire season? What are you talking about in not another season? They're dragging it out. It's
that money, baby.
It's that money, bro. The ching ching. We're gonna have. I mean, I guess maybe with that logic, our odds of having a Tommy episode is higher. I guess.
My guy, if they were going to do 4 seasons, why the fuck does this season feel so rushed then? If their plan was to maybe do 4 seasons, why is this whole season so rushed?
Because that wasn't the original plan. They probably now decided, let's do a 4th season now. That's the thing. Why was this rushed? This season was so rushed. It sucks.
I feel like the season could have easily been 9 or 8 episodes, just like the last season. I don't know why it's 7.
Yeah.
7 feels so short. With how much they have to cover in Ellie's story, it feels so short. With how much this doesn't even involve Ellie. Again, my favorite parts of the season are the shit that has nothing to do with Ellie. It's the Isaac backstory. It's the fucking, it's the Horde and Jackson. You know, it's like all these things that weren't a part of the game.
Yeah, that creative liberties from the first season and the first half of the season were good decisions. So that's what these last few episodes, their decisions baffle me on why they went the way they did. It's like the time they should have changed stuff, they did change it, but the times where you shouldn't have changed it, they did change it.
One of the arguments I made to you was like, the reason why they couldn't do that scene with Ellie and Joel is because obviously Pedro Pascal, this is his last season as Joel. They did a big send off for him, like thank you for
I get that.
Druckmann, like hugged him and stuff, and I think that's why they couldn't do that in the next season.
But do you think the last episode is going to save it at all for you, or are you just done with it? Yeah,
no, it's cooked. It's cooked.
I think it's pretty bad. Yeah,
I think that beating the game again. I think that I maybe appreciate it more. And I wonder if Neil Druckmann's playing fucking 4D chess where he's like trying to please both sides and in a sense trying to prove to people that, listen, I was right all along. I knew what I was doing all along.
I guess that's the thing. In the funniest sense, in that sense, is that like him looking online and seeing how everyone's saying that how the game did better, it's a win-win for him. Either way, if the show's good, people say he's a good writer. If the show's bad and the game's great, it's because Craig Mason is the one that messed it up, not Neil Druckmann. So it kind of like, okay, so he kind of just win-win either way. It's like, okay, all right, that's where I see he is playing 4D chess.
I think for me, it's like with Neil Druckmann, I think he hinted that they're working on another game. He said they're working on Intergalactic, and then they're also working on another project. Some people are theorizing that's part 3.
I'm doubting it because he's producing.
He said he's going to be producing it. He's not going to be directing it.
It's him guiding the next generation of the Naughty Dog employees. Which again, I'm excited again. If like say what I want about The Last of Us and everything, Naughty Dog is still one of my favorite gaming companies to this day.
I think so.
Still, yeah,
I think so. They gave us, Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, Last of Us. Naughty Dog makes really good games and really good narratives.
Let's wrap right here, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you guys made it this far, thank you. Next episode, it's probably going to be the season finale. We might have our first guest, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's a friend of ours. He has something on a completely different perspective than us for The Last of Us, so it'll be a good discussion or debate. If you guys made it this far, thank you. The Nerdvana Podcast on all platforms, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
All right. Peace out, guys.